So we've all been on some form of social media and seen a recipe that looked irresistible and really wanted to try this. And my guy DJ sent me this on TikTok, Oreo Cheesecake Brownies. These looked amazing, so I said I'm gonna give it a shot. So we're starting off with the Oreos and the melted butter. And all these ingredients and instructions will be in the description box below, so make sure to check that out. Also leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video at the end, and comment down below what you think of this recipe if you'll try it. And this channel is new, so if you aren't subscribed to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. So we got the Oreos crushed up. Now we're about to lay them down. You really want to flatten it, make sure it's even. Now, I messed up. The pan that the person used in their video was more of like a squarish pan. Mine is more of a rectangular pan. So the outcome didn't come exactly how hers did, but it still came out good. If I made it again, I'd try to use the same pan as she used. Now I'm getting started on the brownie batter, so I'm placing 2 large eggs with a half cup of white sugar and a half cup of brown sugar. Mix this on high for about a minute. If you have a hand mixer, that works great, or even a stand mixer. Mix this on high and make sure that the texture comes out really good. You want it to be more of like a smoother texture. The process can get a little tiring, so if you got somebody to spare you a couple seconds, make sure to do that. Or if you can hang tight, just hang in there, but you definitely want to get this a nice, smooth texture. With a recipe so sophisticated like this, you want to make sure you do everything right. So that was my biggest task, and I already had messed up with the pan, but make sure you have all the measurements down pat. The biggest takeaway from the instruction list is to make sure that all of these ingredients are room temperature, so the cream cheese, the butter, the eggs, etc. So right here I'm starting with the vanilla extract and the butter. This is room temperature butter. It just makes it easier to mix in. If you had cold butter, this process would be a lot worse. So that's why she stressed to use room temperature butter. And I am using salted butter. I like the Kerrygold butter right here. I just think it has the best flavor of all the butters. If you got a butter of your preference, make sure to do that, but salted butter works best. Once you're done mixing this up, we're going to get into the dry ingredients. So a half cup of flour, a 1/3 cup of cocoa powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. You're going to put this into the egg mixture and mix it on a low speed. It's very important to sift these ingredients in to avoid clumps. So if you have a small or big sifter, whatever works for you, make sure you use this. This is really important. Things like flour can really cause big clumps, and it'll mess up the ingredient and the texture of these brownies especially. Now that we blend this up, the batter should become thick. You also want to get like a little spatula and get around the edges and make sure you don't leave any flour or any other dry ingredients on the sides. Mix those all in together well. You know, the hand mixer won't get it all. Oreo crust is ready after baking in the oven for 8 minutes at 350. Now we're going to get into the Oreo cheesecake mixture. I'm going to mix in the cream cheese. Make sure it's at room temperature. I'm just following the instructions, so I got to emphasize that. Make sure to have this at room temperature, please. We're going to slowly mix in the white sugar. You don't want to just add all of it at once. You see I got a big clump right there. That's something you really don't want as well. But yeah, we're mixing this with the hand mixer again. If you're at this point of the video and you aren't subscribed yet, do your boy a favor. Let's see if we can get to 100 subscribers, you know, after 5 days of this video. That'll be the deadline. 100 subscribers in 5 days of this video. Now I'm adding the room temperature egg, blend this in. Once this is done, you can tell that the cheesecake batter is ready to go. I might actually use this batter for something else, maybe like a Oreo cheesecake cookie or something of that nature. Let me know in the comment section what I should do with it next, but this batter right here looks amazing. The next step is to add about a half a cup of crushed Oreos. I just did these with my hands in the bag that I had. And then you just fold these in. It's hilarious. My girlfriend said, "What's folding?" You just gently mashing it together. You don't want to stir it in hard. Just fold it in. Make it look good. You know, if you watch the cooking channel or you know cooking phrases, that's what I meant. You want to make like a pattern. So we did like a zigzag pattern. One with the cheesecake, one with the brownie. And by the end of it, you'll do like a little swirl. I used one little tool that I had in our kitchen. I don't even know what it's called, but whatever tool that you have that can swirl and make it look good, however much of a swirl you want, you can do that. Now that you've made it to this point, preheat the oven at 350. You're going to bake this for about 40-45 minutes. If you're familiar with brownie batter, you would usually do the toothpick test, but this won't work with these because of the cheesecake swirl, so don't even bother trying. It took me just about 43 minutes. But once these are done baking, the instructions say that you can cool these off at a quicker rate. Just put it in the freezer for about an hour. She also said that these taste better coming out of the freezer or if you had them in the refrigerator. All in all though, this was a very solid recipe. I wish I would have had the pan that she used. I don't know why I got the 9x13. I'm rereading the instructions for you guys and I seen that it was an 8x8 for the brownie layer, so I messed that up, but these still looked amazing. You can see the swirls not as emphasized as hers were, but these came out amazing.